50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 520. Today is Monday, April 28th, 2025, and Elvis Sports. They've been the talk of the town this weekend. We are locked and loaded. The NFL draft came and is gone. NBA, NHL playoffs, baseball. We got the UFL. Kid, how was your weekend?
First, it was a great weekend coming off in my opinion, a stellar draft. Playoff basketball getting a little intense. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And not for nothing, Dale, the weather's getting better. So I'm happy about that. You see the sun to the left of me, to your right, busting. It's going to be about mid-70s all week. Not too hot, not too cold, just where I like it. Let's get into it, Dale.
Yeah, the weather is nice. Not nice for us with allergies. I'll say that.
I apologize for all the people with allergies out there, but dug it out. You got it, what, a month ago?
I hope not. I'm gonna say like 2-3 weeks for us, but
I hope 2 weeks for the people. I hope it's less than 10 days.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, kid, it was good. We got a lot to talk about. NBA, like I said, NBA playoffs, a lot of physicality. I love it. I love it. I'll say this:
a lot of big shots.
Lakers in trouble. NHL playoffs. It was so good to see Landeskog score his goal after coming back for 3 years. The smile on his face was just amazing. So we'll talk about that. We got plays for tonight. Only 2 games in the association. We got 4 games on a Tuesday. NHL, same thing. 2 games on a Monday and then 4 on Tuesday. 7 games in the MLB. We got 1 going on right now, the Mets and the Nationals. So we'll talk about the other 7. And then after we got next episode, we got Kentucky Derby. It's the Derby week, first weekend of May. We'll have Malcolm Bradford on from the SGP gambling podcast. He'll come on. He'll give us every year he comes on for the Kentucky Derby. So we'll have him on. Hopefully give us some good ponies to bet on and hopefully make us some money like he did last year. But kid, let's start in the draft. I mean, I thought it was good. We got to, obviously, it's the talk of the town. Shador falls all the way to the 5th round to the Browns. Steal. Value pick.
Yeah,
it's a value pick.
On the bright side, might be one of the greatest steals ever.
I just don't get it. You get Dylan Gabriel. Like, the quarterback room is the craziest quarterback room I've seen.
Loaded.
You have Deshaun Watson, Kenny Pickett, legend Joe Flacco. You draft Dylan Gabriel. Shout out all the Dylans out there. Mm-hmm. And then you get Shador Sanders. And, I mean, I don't know if you saw the video, but...
Wait, real quick.
Yeah.
Side note. This is a side note.
Yeah.
Is there any beef with the different Dylan spelling with D-I-L?
Oh, 100% in the Dylan community.
So that Dylan is not for you.
Yeah. Only cool people spell their name D-Y-L-A-N, and then the weird Dylans is D-I. It's like Delone or but shout out the Dylans out there. If you saw Kevin Stefanski and the GM, they were not like over the moon when they drafted Shador. I'll say that. It was kind of
GM. Stefanski was, I'm gonna say, a little more enthusiastic than the GM.
It felt like it was an owner pick. The owner called down, was like, we're drafting him now. Because they did trade up. It was their last pick. How do I feel? I've talked about it for the last few weeks coming into the draft. I said he was falling. Now, did I think he was going to fall to the 5th round? Absolutely not. I mean, you, me, and Joey were in a group text, and I said he's falling. Like, if he doesn't get picked at 21 to the Steelers, he's gonna fall. Fell after Tuesday, and even after after the 2nd round, I was like, okay.
Well, really, after the Giants moved up and got dark.
I mean, that was a possibility. We've heard rumblings all week. Brian Dable, that was his guy. They have old Miss ties. and you knew they liked him. From everything that Peter Schrager came out, all the insiders, they said they love Jackson Dart. So whatever. After Friday in the second and third round, I said I'm like at
Something's
home.
up.
Yeah, something's up because it's not. I'll say this, kid. It's not his talent. It's not the play on the field. He could play. It and everything that came out, it was interviews. The interview with the Giants did not go well, apparently. Like, he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. His answers. Remember last year when Hard Knocks came out and Jaden Daniels was giving Brian Dable some answers and he was chuckling like, I like that answer. He was like, what do you do when they're running cover 2? He goes, throw a touchdown. And Brian Dable kind of chuckled and was like, I like that answer. Apparently, Shador was just, they were not vibing. The vibes were not high with the Giants and apparently other teams. The one interview that did go well was the Mike Tomlin and Steelers interview. So I was surprised. They did wind up getting a quarterback later in the draft. Shout out the national champion Will Howard, Ohio State. He got drafted. So maybe they did address their quarterback concern. But I'll say this. I'll go out on a limb and say the GMs, the scouts, and everyone who does this for a living, let's just say he probably wasn't a first-round talent. Let's call a spade a spade. Yes, the guy is good, and we're the biggest Shador fans. We've said nothing but good things about Shador up until he went from the FCS to HBCU to Colorado. He's a great player. I think he's really good. But I think he got some bad advice going into the draft process, not throwing at the combine, only throwing at his pro day, not taking some interviews. That probably rubbed people the wrong way. And, I think he's talented. I think he's very accurate. Now, do I think he has the biggest arm? No, probably not. But I think he's very accurate. And, hey, this could be a very humbling moment. This could have a chip on his shoulder now. And this might be the best thing for him. And I'll say that. I'll leave that. I just said a lot. So let me hear your thoughts real quick.
One thing that I could agree on that you said, I think, long story short, Dale, the reason why he slipped to the 5th round or fell to the 5th round is clearly not with what we saw on the field.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything else.
Yeah.
Interviews, maybe Dion, his dad said too much, saying early on, like last year, saying that there's certain teams that we don't want to go to.
Yeah.
There's certain teams, we might Eli on, so off the rip, maybe some owners and some franchises took that the wrong way and wanted to humble the Sanders family. Maybe that's possible. My main reason why I'm upset and why I think the owners and all teams, maybe not all teams, because not all teams in need of a quarterback, but I'm gonna say the teams that have drafted a quarterback besides the Giants, because it seems like Dart was their guy. I think everyone universally, I'm going to say 99% of the world at least, would agree. After Dart was taken, Shador should have been the next quarterback off the board. Could we at least agree on that, people? Could we at least agree on that, though? He should have been the 3rd quarterback taken off the board. No ifs, no ands, no doubts, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, Dart was the Giants guy. If they believe that's the future, hey, that's not the here or there. But everybody, like you said, professionals, experts that does this, I think it was 29 out of 29 has Shador rated in the 1st round, going in the 1st round. These aren't me. This ain't people on X. This ain't people on Facebook. These are 29 experts that have been doing this for years. Had Shador going in the 1st round, 29 out of 29 mock drafts. So the fact that we're here today and throughout the weekend, not discussing his play on the field, but his actions and shenanigans, you could say, off the field. To me, that's the issue. The fact that you're deducting and kind of embarrassing Shador over something that he didn't, because as you said it, Dale, he's talented. We all know he could play. Maybe he's not a week 1 starter. Hey, who at the end of the day, not many quarterbacks are week 1 starters. I agree with that. But anybody that watches football, let's just say often, would say Shador should have never been at least drafted after the 2nd round.
What I don't like is the narrative. A lot of people came out and said the NFL is racist. They're doing all this.
Cam Ward was black, was drafted number 1.
Jalen Milroe was drafted in the 3rd round with the Seattle Seahawks.
Like I agree with you. The narratives are crazy.
They're crazy.
Shador was honestly, I'm not gonna say made an example of, but I guarantee a lot of players moving forward are going to do every interview. Ain't gonna say in in their bowl week, oh, you better be ready to change your franchise because I'm coming.
Yeah, I think he got bad advice. But can I ask you, we're a little biased though. We are Shador fans. There's nothing wrong with that. But real quick, are we valuing him too high? Because I think it's a possibility he might not be as good as we think.
I'm gonna say this again, Dylan. Me and you, we're not experts by any means, but we know ball.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna say if there's something beneath an expert and maybe something a little beneath that, I'm gonna say we're that, right?
Yeah.
29 out of 29 mock drafts by experts.
Yeah.
Not me, not you.
Mel Kiper.
Mel Kiper. All these guys are ESPN, Fox News, CBS, you name it. 29 out of 29 has Shador rated number 2 quarterback and should have been a 1st round selection. That's what I'm saying. Let's just take the 1st round out of it. Giants, their guy was Dart. Okay, we know Cam went number 1. The Seattle Seahawks took a quarterback. The Pittsburgh Steelers took a quarterback. The
Miami Dolphins took a quarterback.
The Browns took a quarterback.
2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I think like I said, 99% of the world would agree Shador should have just been drafted ahead of those guys. And I want to know the reason why. Because, Dylan, I think me and you, not just me and you, thousands of people could agree on Shador should have been drafted before Milroe, should have been drafted before Dylan Gabriel, should have been drafted by Stroud.
Yeah, the guy from Louisville. Yeah.
The guy from Louisville. And I hope the best for all of them. This is not a slight for any of those quarterbacks I just mentioned. I hope they have a great, tremendous, hopefully Hall of Fame careers. All I'm saying is Shador was rated, not by me, not by experts, higher, and all accounts should have been drafted higher. My question is, why wasn't he?
Yeah, I think 2 things could be true. Yes, he has the talent. I don't think anybody is really denying that because I agree. I think he's very talented. But I think also people could be out on him because of the interviews. And we don't know the answers. Like you said, we want to know the answers.
No, but if that's the truth, that the NFL and the NFL owners are wrong. You cannot hold a guy and just
I guess time will tell. Time will tell.
But if let's just say in a few years from now, it exposes that the owners, I'm just saying hypothetically, people, if the owners had a closed meeting and say, yo, nobody drafts Shador in the first 4 rounds. Because there's no reason. Like I said, no disrespect to these other quarterbacks that were drafted prior to Shador. I'm just saying 29 out of 29 experts had him getting drafted prior and rated higher. Yeah. These are experts, people, not me, not them, not Joe on Twitter, not this, not that. 29 out of 29 has Shador as the 2nd-rated quarterback, and all had him going in the 1st round. After day 2, after the 2nd round, it was personal.
You really think that?
Yeah,
I don't think it had anything to do with his father, because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, they're doing it because at the end of the day,
because of Deion." But I think he contributed some.
Oh, I agree, but at the end of the day, you and I know Shador's a grown-ass man. Mm-hmm. He's not what team's drafting him is not drafting his father. His father's not going to have influence. Now, do I think
some
him a little bit?
So teams don't want that noise coming from the outside, because at the end of the day, if Deion Sanders say, let's just, for example, the Browns, right? He got drafted by the Browns. Kevin Stefanski don't know what the hell he's doing. That's going to draw headlines. That's going to cause friction. Not every other team in the NFL is, let's just say, built for that or want that type of attention, because Deion is going to speak his mind. We know that. So maybe not every team was on board to sign up with, hey, maybe if we're not starting Shador, we start 0-4, we're going to hear noises from not just the fans, but from Deion.
Can I pose a question? Do you think, obviously hindsight's 2020, did Shador make a mistake going into the draft, because he would have made a lot more in NIL deal now, because the guaranteed money, drops off significantly.
I'm not gonna say no on that. I'm gonna say besides the interviews, off-field annex and stuff like that, I'm gonna say the one cause that I see was how bad he played in the bowl game. That was honestly Shador's worst game of his career. And he's on video saying, I don't know what they're doing. Like, that's an issue. If you want to say that's why he dropped, okay. But I don't think off one bowl game, all these teams that were in need of quarterback just pass on them and also draft other quarterbacks that were rated lower. To me, that's why it went personal. It was something behind closed doors to say, at the first 4 rounds, no go. Think about the Browns still. They drafted Dylan Gabriel.
But Dylan Gabriel sounds, or he looks like, and I've lost some money, and I've also gained some money on Dylan.
Yeah,
Gabriel.
I'm not saying this. All I'm saying is, as a franchise, as a GM, would you draft 2 quarterbacks in the same draft, rounds 4 and 5?
I'm all. If I was a GM, I'm all for.
This ain't Robert Griffin III and Kirk Cousins 5 rounds apart. Well, we know off the rip, Robert RG3 is the week 1 starter.
Yeah.
This ain't that situation.
Joe Flacco is definitely going to start week 1.
I think he'll be favored too. I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't, because hey,
who
maybe
would?
Kenny. I'm not a fan of Kenny Pickett, Dill, and I'm telling you right now, I'll give him a 30% shot starting week 1. And
what percent? Honestly, would you even be surprised if Shador makes the team? He's not guaranteed anything.
You're right. I think Shador makes the team. I'm gonna say.
Then they can't have 5 quarterbacks.
I know they can't.
Deshaun's on the team because of the money. Joe Flacco's on the team, and Kenny Pickett. Do you have 4 quarterbacks?
One of those 3 gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a small chance, and I highly doubt it, because like I said, they drafted him. But at the end, is it a smart move to draft 2 quarterbacks and with 2 out of your last 3 draft picks? It's not a smart move.
And you don't put Shador on the practice squad, or you don't not sign him because he's going to get picked up.
And not for that. Honestly, you're right. Yeah. I think you just made the perfect. If Shador gets dropped, Shador's getting picked up the next day.
Immediately.
Dylan Gabriel gets dropped. It might take a week or
2. Hey, we're not slandering Dylan Gabriel. I actually like Dylan Gabriel.
All right, out of the 5, realistically,
I would cut Kenny Pickett.
Me too. but I'm a fair guy. Kenny Pickett has shown he could play at the NFL winner. I'm not saying he's a winner. All I'm saying is he has shown that he could win a game or 2 if needed at the NFL level.
Yeah, if he has a good team around him.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's going to go out there and burn you 283 touchdowns. Not going to happen.
Was Shador's draft party the worst one of all time? I mean, it had the red carpet. It had legendary. Like, that's a
party. I'm going to say no. But possibly the biggest L.
It was a bad look.
It was a bad look, but the party itself was probably a great party.
Oh, for the people not getting drafted, it was a fun time.
I guarantee a lot of people in there had a great time. I can tell you one person who had a great time. It was Gilly Shiloh. He was having a great time.
Shout out Shiloh. He had the best attitude out of everyone. Did you hear the video? He goes, "I got an agent." He goes, "Dad wasn't doing a good job." So we'll see. It was good. Shout out him. He got picked up by the Bucs.
Shout out the Bucs. So at the end of the day, was it the worst party ever? No.
Yeah. No, it had to be.
Was it a bad look? Yes.
All right, enough for Shador. I do really wish him well, though. Let's talk about that, because they make the first kind of splash trading back, and I think a lot of people, yes, they got the haul, right? They get a lot back. But I guess my thought, you had to get one of the 2 top players, the one that you wanted, either Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. And when they trade out of it, obviously Mason Graham is a really good player out of Michigan. I was just very confused by that. Yeah, then they go and get the linebacker, Schwarzenegger, not Schwarzenegger. It's Carson.
Carson, Swiss, and Zinger.
Yeah, exactly. The linebacker at UCLA. I like the Quincy Jenkins, one of the best running backs from the Ohio State. They get Dylan Gabriel, and then obviously they get another running back. So that's no more Kareem Hunt, or not Kareem Hunt. Nick Chubb. Yeah, Nick Chubb's gone.
My boy Ford, Jerome Ford. Shout out Jerome Ford.
They're both gone though. I mean, they drafted 2 running backs: the kid from Tennessee, and then Quincy Jenkins. But honestly, I would give him like a C, like C minus. I didn't like it. I don't like moving back 3 picks. I know they're thinking maybe we get the quarterback next year, but you drafted 2 quarterbacks.
That's what I'm saying. It's not making sense of what they're doing. They had a bad draft. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you. In my opinion, you're sitting at number 2. You got to draft either Travis Hunter or a dual Carter.
Have to.
Like Travis Hunter has a chance to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He has a chance to win realistically defensive, maybe even offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know how much playing time he's going to get on the offensive side. I know he better be getting a ton of snaps on the defensive side. I'll tell you that. But I'm not passing up on Travis Hunter. I'm not passing up on a dual Carter. Yeah, Mason Graham could possibly be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Maybe Jacksonville has another bad season and they give you a top 2, top 3 pick and you get the quarterback of your future. Maybe.
Yeah.
But if Travis Hunter and a dual Carter, let's just say 5 years from now, are marquee defensive players in the league, I think the Browns are going to sit back and regret this decision. I just
agree.
Wouldn't pass up on possible generational talent. That's all.
Real quick, I also forgot. I wanted to backtrack, but we're not really because we're still on the Browns. Matthew Berry, the guy who does fantasy draft for ESPN. Obviously, we saw the prank call for Shador. It was actually Jeff Ulbrich. So I actually have to make a comment on this because this was my ex-head coach, Jeff Ulbrich. It was his son who made the prank call.
Oh, this was the interim coach.
Yes, and now he's the new DC for Atlanta Falcons.
Wow.
So I have to make that's my guy.
Your guy.
He was my head coach for a few weeks. Not anymore, but
that's your man.
No, I wouldn't say that. I think he's a good DC. But the people online saying like Matthew Berry, who's a fucking clown, he goes, because they said the Shador Sanders prank call traces obviously to Jeff Ulbrich. His 21-year-old son got the number from his iPad, whatever. There's so many ways I want to take this. In short, essentially, the Falcons reviewed it, said, listen, nothing will happen with Jeff. We're going to put in protocol so this doesn't happen again. Jax, I think Jax is the guy, the son's name. He apologized. He went on Instagram. He called the Sanders family. Shador took the call. He said, listen, man, it's all good. Like, I get it. It's a 21-year-old pranking another 21-year-old. No one fucking died. Let's all relax. Prank calls on draft night have been a thing since we were little watching the draft. N'Kobe Dean got prank called. Cooper DeJean got prank called. No one said anything because it's Shador Sanders. Someone said something. Let's fucking relax, all right? People are calling for Jeff Ulbrich's job. Now, I'm not the biggest Jeff Ulbrich fan, but his job doesn't need to be on the line. His son fucking made a mistake. He apologized, and I thought the apology was sincere, if I'm being honest. So it was very sincere. And listen, he owned up to it. My problem is this generation, and maybe this is the old guy in me. Why is everyone fucking, if you're going to do a prank, why record it? This generation, everyone's recording shit. They're incriminating themselves.
They can't get away with nothing. It's funny. Yeah.
Elvis,
we grew up. We didn't grow up with phones. So
no,
I'm not
we
gonna
did
say
it.
when we were young.
I didn't get a phone until I was like sophomore in high school.
Yeah, I was saying when we were teenagers, I got an iPhone 4. Shout out to iPhone 4S.
Jesus.
Yeah. And bro,
we're fucking old.
We were recording everything.
Yeah,
but I wasn't recording.
Yeah, but you're not going to record yourself incriminating yourself.
We was above that.
Yeah.
You understand?
We had some sense.
Yeah, we grew up without it. So we knew what to do and not to do it on it, you know. So they didn't have that privilege. These iPad kids. Real quick, my comment on it is, one, he apologized and it was quick.
Yeah.
I think the NFL investigated, whoever's the investigator, did a solid job, my boy.
No, he was in the video. They said
there was some type of
the Atlanta Falcons investigated, and they said, it's done.
Yeah, it was quick. So whoever did that on this, bro, snitched on himself. To me, it's not that serious. Like you said, prank calls happen all the time on draft night. Yes, was it a little fucked up? Absolutely.
A little, yeah.
He was falling. Put it like this. If this was like the 3rd overall pick and he called, I don't even think it would be like that big of a deal. But the fact that he called them and said, "Oh, we're taking you with the next pick. I'm the Saints." Like, okay, he did a little too much. But does his dad deserve to lose his job over it? No. Should it be some type of, let's just say, punishment?
No.
At the end of the day, the kid owned on to it. Shador, honestly, I don't think he's taking it too serious about it.
No, he said it's all good, man.
Yeah, I don't think he's taking it too serious. So I just feel like, nowadays.
Hasn't the Falcons had enough punishment? They traded back into the 1st round, and they got a guy that everyone didn't want.
So my thing is, at the end of the day, let the kids be kids. Yes, was it a little messed up? Absolutely. Yes. Is it a fireable offense? No. Absolutely not. To me, the kid should just.
He has Jeff Ulbrich to deal with as his father. I think he's fine.
Yeah, I think he'll be just fine.
And didn't you or anybody listening do something fucking stupid when you were 21 and thought back, yeah, I was a fucking jackass. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have. Shit, I do stupid shit now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I wanted to talk about that. And Matthew Berry, what fucked up shit have you done in your life that you feel this upheld to say? He goes and says how incredibly embarrassing for the entire Ulbrich family and the Falcons organization that nothing is being done. What racist shit have you done in your life that you feel the need as a white man to say something about this? He has some deep and underlining problems, this fucking guy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
He probably got something in the closet. But hey, shout out, Matthew Berry.
No shout out. We ain't shouting him out on this program.
I think he went a little too far with this one. At the end, it's a joke. It's not like it's not a crime. He didn't commit a crime. Was the joke a little too far?
It was a bad joke.
Yeah,
who cares?
Bad timing. It was just bad timing.
Let's go to the Giants because honestly, man. Yes, I know everyone didn't like the Hard Knocks and it made them look bad. I thought they knocked it out, kid. You get Abdul Carter, you go and get your guy Jackson Dart. Now, do I disagree with the pick? Maybe. Yeah, I probably do. But that's their guy. Yeah. That's who Brian Dable. That's who he wants to die on the hill with. Shannon or the GM as well. Hey, they got their guy. Whatever. They go and get a defensive tackle as well from Toledo.
Toledo, the kid's a stud.
He's a beast.
Darius Alexander, remember the name.
Cam Scadaboo, top 5 name in the draft. They addressed every position. They also get another guard, Marcus Mabu from Purdue. They get a tight end. They get a corner. I mean, I thought they knocked it out of the park, kid.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Giants advocate or anything like that.
Me either.
I can't deny. Yeah, I'm not a big Jackson Dart fan. It would have been Shador. I probably would have gave him an A+, but I can't deny it. They had a great draft. I think Cam Scadaboo in the 4th round was a steal. Kid's a stud. Darius Alexander, I think he could be a week 1 starter. In the 3rd round, that's a great pick. Now, Jackson Dart, if he pans out, we could possibly make the case the Giants had the best draft.
Yeah.
If he pans out, what I mean by that is if he has a comparable season to Cam Ward, something like that. I'm not saying he needs to make the playoffs. I'm not saying he needs to go out through. He just needs to be comparable. That's all. He can't just be. Cam Ward can be up here and he can be up here. At the end of the day, they're both 1st round quarterbacks. That's what you're going to be compared to. So if Jackson Dart pans out and Gable is right, hey, you Giants fans, be happy because I know Abdul Carter possibly
That
gonna be
defensive line kid, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Kayvon
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau, Abdul Carter. They're gonna get pressure
Yeah,
on the quarterback.
they're gonna definitely run a 4-3. So be ready, Saints.
That defensive line is serious, man. And they addressed every concern. They got running
and
back. They
and I
got
for
it.
that I like Jerome Tracy Jr. Right, Jerome
Yeah,
Tracy
yeah,
Jr.
yeah.
He had a great second half of the season. That might be a great 1-2 punch. A little Sonic and Knuckles. Maybe we
Yeah.
might see a little version 2 up in New York. We'll see.
Yeah, I liked it. I'm no Giant advocate, but I thought they knocked it out. Let's
We
go to
got
the
we're an
yeah.
honest program here,
Yeah,
people. They
yeah.
had a good draft.
They had a good draft. Let's go to the Jets, the other New York team. They have leaks in the organization. I mean, everything. It was like it's either an offensive tackle, Armand Membu, or it was going to be Tyler Warren, a tight end. They wind up getting Joy Taylor's nephew, Mason Taylor from LSU in the second round. But
Well, that's Fred Taylor's.
Fred Taylor, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
No disrespect, RP Fred Taylor.
Shout out,
Jason. Oh yeah.
No, it's Jason
Jason
Taylor.
Taylor.
He's welcome to the facility. Not Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor is not welcomed to the facility. No. We need, bro. We need all eyes need to be focused on the title. But yeah, Membe. I think we got the best tackle. He was the number 1 overall player on my big board. He was the best tackle. We got the best right tackle for the next 10 years. Overall, I thought he was better than Shador. I thought he was better than Travis Hunter. So he was the best offensive tackle on my board. And for him to fall at 7 to us, amazing. The tight end, he had over 1,000 yards. He had over 100 catches. He's really good. And your dad is a Hall of Famer in Jason Taylor. So I think you'll be fine. I like that. We needed a tight end. The kid, Azaria Thomas, the cornerback from Florida State. We lost DJ Reed. He's a little small, but he's a press corner. He's fast. He ran a 4.5. He's 6'2". He doesn't have the biggest arms, but he's a big press corner, and we need that. He's going to play a little of the nickel, and I like that. With Sauce Gardner, Brandon Stevens, Michael Carter II, I think we'll be fine. The wide receiver, Arian Smith, he had a few good seasons, but he had a lot of drops. Last season, and I think it's a risky bet for the Jets, if I'm being honest, in the 4th round. So there's some concern with him. A lot of the catches, if you watch Georgia, I know, Elvis, you don't watch as much college, but a lot of them were screen and bubble screens for him. And he has an injury history. He had a fractured wrist. He had a torn meniscus, a broken fibula, an ankle, broken ankle. A lot of surgeries. There's a lot of concern with this. So that was the only one I didn't like. But the safety out of Alabama, Malachi, is a great community guy as well. I think that could help our secondary. We get a linebacker out of Bama, and we get another defensive end that we kind of need. I thought we addressed a lot of what we needed. Not so much the wide receiver. So everything B+.
I think overall, the fact that he was able to get, a highly rated tackle deal, I think that's what y'all really needed. The fact that you got somebody, like you said, possibly for the next decade, an anchor on your offensive line that you haven't had in recent years, I think you smacked the home run in the first round. Now, Mason Taylor, in the second round, if he pans out and it's great, okay, I love the pick there at 42. But I think it was a little bit of reach, slightly. But overall, I think y'all had a good draft. I even like Francisco. I might botch his last name, Maui Gal. I like him. I saw his film. He looked pretty good. But
yeah, overall, the linebacker.
Yeah, I like him a lot. He's pretty good. I like to do more from Alabama. I'm with you, Dale. The only question is the wide receiver from Alabama, from Georgia, Arian Smith. Is he gonna pan out? I think if he didn't have the injuries, I think he would have been drafted higher. Not for nothing. The potential is there. Will he stay on the field enough to reap the benefits?
We will see. But yeah, I gave us a B. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good for the Jets. And honestly, Jets staying out of the news is the best thing for the Jets, if I'm being honest. Let's go to your New England Patriots. You guys get your tackle, Will Campbell, in the fourth overall. I thought the steal of the draft, and I know we were texting. You're like, you really wanted a wide receiver, and I think he went the next pick. But Trayvon Henderson, bias aside, is a home run hitter, and I think he's going to help Drake May immediately. I think your first three picks are plug in and play right guy. Even the Kyle Williams, the kid from Washington State,
stud.
He is a deep threat downfield, and
That's
he could
exactly what we need.
That's and he could impact the game immediately. The other guys, I think they'll work in a little bit, but the first three picks are gonna start immediately.
Yeah, I like I said early on, I think the Patriots, possibly, no bias aside, for the needs, might have had the best draft. We saw Stevenson had a down year last year. We struggled in the running back room. We upgraded with Trayvon Henderson. Upgrade there. Will Campbell, best offensive lineman in the draft. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Drafted at number 4. The kid's a stud, and he's willing to die. He's on record saying he's willing to die for Drake May.
I do like that.
Is Mumbu on record saying he will die for Drake
I'm willing to die, though. That's the difference.
Difference between mine's willing to die, yours is just looking there to play.
I like what Vrabel said, too. He goes, I had to get my hands on him. He goes, I got my... I like Vrabel. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I shouldn't, but
excited.
I like him.
Yeah, I'm excited for Mike Vrabel. And like I said, Trayvon Henderson is going to be upgraded in the running back room. I like Rashawn Stevenson, but he had a down year last year. Trayvon is an upgrade. Kyle Williams. Yes, I wanted Luther III from Missouri, but watching the tape, Kyle Williams is a stud for out of Washington State. We saw him burn the number 1, 2 overall pick, so we know he got that speed. He's able to go fly by. Still, I think this is exactly what we needed.
Yeah.
Him in the 3rd round. We know we got Trayvon Diggs, got Hunter Henry. Still,
yeah.
What we did with our first 3 picks is to elevate Drake May's play. Our defensive side, we addressed the defensive side of the ball with free agency deal. And in the draft, we build the offense. We signed Stephon Diggs still. As a Patriots fan, I'm excited. I want to hear your take, but how are you feeling after the NFL draft about my New England Patriots? Because I know before draft you wasn't feeling the over 7.5. Now Monday,
I agree with Joe. I think the number's spot on. I gotta see camp. I gotta see how everyone plays.
Do you like the Patriots more today than you did Wednesday? Simple yes or no.
Than Wednesday, yeah, I would agree because you guys filled some needs. I would agree. I like the kid out of Georgia, the center, Wilson. I think.
Yeah, he might be a week 1 starter.
I think
be a starter.
He's a big boy. He's 6'3", 310.
I love Craig Woodson from California.
Yeah, the safety. He's a big boy too.
He might be a week 1 starter. He
was a team captain. He has a lot of miles on him though. He spent 6 years in college.
We need him for 5.
Yeah. My one knock, and I was telling you about it, you can't draft a kicker and say you had an A+ draft. I don't care what it is. Even in the 6th round, 7th round, you just can't do it. I mean, the Patriots became the first team to select a kicker in the draft. I mean, he came off the board. Yeah, he was 62 for 62 in extra points. Cool. I don't give a shit.
How many teams are struggling with an extra point, Dill?
I'll get a kicker from the UFL. What we see Detroit do.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't need to draft the kid. I'll get one from the UFL. That I thought you had a good draft. And now to answer your question, do I think you're better than you were Wednesday? Yes. I don't think that's any question. You filled some holes, and I think you got guys that are going to start week 1.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I think
3-4 of them. About 3 or 4 of them, not just one.
Do I think you'll win 8 games?
I'll give us a shot.
I'll give you a shot, but I don't know. I think the number is very spot on.
I know it's spot on, but I guarantee the number, say if we were minus 110, it's minus 115 today.
Other teams that I thought had a really good draft. And you let me know. I thought San Francisco, man. I thought San Francisco got guys. They're getting back to their old defensive ways with Bob Salah. Big Bob Salah fan. You get Mikael Williams, the edge from Georgia, who kind of slipped to 11. He's going to play week 1. You get the defensive tackle Alfred Collins from Texas. You get another linebacker in the 3rd round from Oklahoma State who is a stud. He ran a 4.5 as a linebacker. He's going to move sideline to sideline, and Nick Martin. In the 3rd round, they get a corner from Western Kentucky because they lost Tre'Davious Ward. They lost a lot of their guys. They get a defensive tackle in the 4th round as well.
C.J. West, yes.
He is good as well from Indiana. And then the guy who, Kyle Shanahan, I don't know if you saw the video, but Kyle Shanahan, they were so happy they got a quarterback in round 7. The kid, Curtis Ruckert from Indiana.
Wouldn't be surprised he's a future stud.
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't.
They hit better in the 7th round than they do in the 1st.
Yeah.
History tells you.
So, and let's not forget, he had 31 touchdowns in college. He made the college playoff last year. So I think he has a chance to get that 3rd team spot. So I think Robert Saleh got a lot of new toys to go right into that defense. What are your thoughts on the 49ers? They were one of my surprise teams.
Yeah. I feel like they addressed everything they needed. Because remember, we kept saying they're getting rid of these old guys on the defensive side. And what they do, go straight defense on the NFL draft deal. I love it. Like I said, C.J. West, I think the kid is going to be a stud out in the 1st round. You got the guy from Texas. He's going to be good.
Nick Martin. I love Nick Martin.
Yeah, Nick Martin. And they also got the receiver from
Ole Miss.
So I think they're going to be just fine. It's going to be interesting just because, it's going to be a lot of new faces. So, 49ers was just a contender a couple years ago. They had a down season last year. It's going to be interesting how quick they bounce back. But to be honest, though, they definitely had a B+A type of draft. And
it was only a matter of time before they drafted a running back. They get the kid out of Oregon, Jordan James. I mean, you lose Christian McCaffrey, Isaac Guerrero, or Garantino. He hasn't proved that he's durable yet. I mean, it's hard to imagine this guy, Jordan James, not being in the mix at some point in his rookie season. So, yeah, I thought they hit it out of the park, the San Francisco Giants. What's another team?
49ers.
Yeah, what did I say?
Giants.
The Giants did have a good draft.
They did, yeah.
I guess to ask you, honestly, man, I'm not going to lie. Loveland, I thought was a steal. More I looked at his tape, the more I was like, you know what? I would rather draft him than Tyler Warren. And what is the Colts doing drafting Tyler Warren? Like, they don't need a tight end. Like, that's my concern with them. Huh?
Fletcher Cox is all right.
Yeah, that's my thing. And you really don't even have a quarterback. And also, I like Loveland, but Cole Kmet is good. What does Ben Johnson want to do? Most of what Ben Johnson wants to do is run 11-man personnel, and that's one tight end. Are you going to run 12 personnel now? Are you going to run 2 tight ends?
Maybe you see a little Sam Laporta on them. Maybe they get rid of Cole Kmet. I like Cole Kmet, but hey, maybe we're going to see something a little different from Ben Johnson. We'll see.
The Bears came out and said Loveland was their number 1 offensive player on their board. So they get their guy at 10.
Hey,
offensively, because they didn't need a quarterback.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was a good thing. Any surprise team? Anybody that you thought did well? Maybe I thought Pittsburgh honestly did all right.
Yeah, they did all right. To me, they should have went. I would have liked to see Jalen Monroe or somebody like that. I think Will Howard is okay.
What? He's a national champ.
Is he a week 1 starter?
He might be.
Jalen Monroe would have.
He's better than Jalen Milroe. I'll go on record and say yes, because I think Jalen Milroe athletically is better, but he's a project.
Yeah.
As opposed to
whose ceiling is higher? Jalen Milroe, Joe. Ceiling, come on now.
I'm not gonna touch that because I don't think Jalen Milroe's a week 1 star. I think Will Howard can be. Who's quarterback right now? Who's quarterback April 28th? Will Howard.
Might be Will Howard.
Yeah. That's my point, because we don't know. Aaron Rodgers might fucking retire.
Might. Heard it here first.
Yeah. Exactly. When he retires, credit the Dream Wager, please. Elvis Acosta.
I would load up
Rockford.
the EP. It had to be like 4 something.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, he's gonna retire.
He's gonna retire. Exactly. So any surprise team or one of the teams you thought did the best? I think outside of my team and outside of your team, I thought the 49ers and Giants hit it out of the ballpark. Any other teams that you thought outside of yours that hit it out of the ballpark?
I appreciate the aggressiveness that Jacksonville did. So I'm gonna say Jacksonville. Just because, like I said, Travis Hunter's generational.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, you got some GMs calling him Shohei Ohtani. Like, that's special grace,
Yeah.
So the fact that was their guy and they went and got him, to me, yeah, maybe we'll see if they paid too much. I don't know. I think Travis Hunter is going to be well worth it.
And I like the GM. I know he's young, but I like the GM being aggressive and going and getting one of the guys that, everyone
can
thought
change your franchise around realistically.
Yeah. I guess one that disappointing, the Cowboys. I gave them an F. I mean,
I'm you know who I gave an F?
Huh.
Saints.
Oh, that's easy too. Yeah, Saints.
To me, they
Saints
had
were
the
bad.
worst drive. They had the worst drive.
I mean, Dallas. You get Tyler Booker. Cool. I think he's a good player. He's probably going to be Zach Martin's replacement. That's all cool. You get no wide receiver. Then you get the kid out of Boston College who kind of has some concerns injury-wise. You don't go any. I mean,
and there were some receivers available in second round, third round.
I'll say this, kid. I know we're in a league together, but draft CeeDee Lamb. He was going to get 200 fucking targets this season. I mean, what are they doing?
I told you, if Jameis Winston, which I doubt, is the week 1 starter, Namik Labris is my first overall.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say this. Hate the move, but I kind of respect it at the same time. Abdul Carter asking the GOAT for his number is ballsy.
Yeah, that's who he knows he's special.
Yeah, but you can't ask fucking Lawrence Taylor. Of course he said no.
No, yeah, come on.
What'd you think?
Yeah, come on.
But I respect him asking, though.
Like, let's just say, for example, if, like, you're having a record-breaking season, and then in the last game of the season, you're a sack away from setting the NFL franchise record, maybe he'll let you wear the jersey that day.
But, yeah, and Lawrence Taylor's like, nah, you go set your own story, and then you get your own thing. But, yeah, that was fucking crazy when I heard that. But, all right, kid, we spent enough on the draft. I thought we talked on the winners, the losers, and everything. But, hey, we got the best tackle, man. Congrats. And, congrats to us. You got the second best one. So,
no, we got the best.
See, that's what I love about the draft, because you think you got the best. I think I
just wanted to die. I think we know which one is more committed.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah. Let's get to the NBA. We had our first sweep. The Thunder, they sweep the Grizzlies. I'll say this, though. Scottie Pippen Jr., he really came alive in the kind of the tail end of the series. He started to really come on. The games did get a little closer, to their credit, but it was just a matter of time. The Thunder are too good.
Yeah, we've been saying this. Thunders are just the best team in the NBA. No shock here. Shout out Memphis. We're compatible games 3 and 4. But after games 1 and 2, I think it was 50 or 60 point combined losses. Like, that's unheard of. I haven't seen that in quite a while, especially in the first round. So give credit to OKC. We defensively, we saw it in the first 2 games. They was just giving Memphis fits. Yeah, realistically. So shout out OKC. Dominant. I know games 3 and 4 wasn't as, but dominant performance in game 1. Series 1.
Yeah. Shout out Michael Porter Jr. He did get the game. Aaron Gordon.
Gordon,
yeah. He got the putback. 2-2. The over 5.5. I told you.
Yeah. First of all, got there with the cover with the Nuggets.
Yep.
Second of all, for all the, I'm gonna just say upset. I want to say angry, upset Clipper fans. Too close to call. Bucket's good. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm good.
I'm not gonna deny it. If I'm a Clippers fan, I'll be upset. But it's too close. That's the definition of a bang bang play. If it's too close to call, tie goes to the runner. At this instance, tie goes to Aaron Gordon and the Denver Nuggets.
Shout out Steph Curry, man. I mean, what a game he had without Jimmy Butler at home. They take a 2-1 lead. Fantastic. 36 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. That series, man, is like a 90 series. That in the New York Knicks and the Pistons, it's very physical, and you could tell these teams don't like each other.
Yeah, they do not like each other. I love it. Can't wait for the game tonight, Dill. Like you said, great performance by Steph Curry. He's doing legendary things so far this playoffs still, but who's going to be that consistent second guy if Jimmy Butler is hobbled for the remainder of this series? Because Jonathan Kuminga hasn't been consistent enough throughout the series. Buddy Hield, I like him off the bench. He's been lights out from the three-point line. Gary Payton Jr. had a huge game off the bench, 7 for 9 from the field. But who's in the starting lineup going to be consistent? I need Draymond to be a little better from 3 from 11 from the field, 0 for 4 from the three-point line. I know he's a very important piece, but we need a little more from you, Draymond. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think it's a must-win game for Houston tonight, but we can't deny Steph has been great so far, though.
Orange and blue skies, baby. We get the win on the road. This series is fucking done. We're going to close it out tomorrow at the Garden. What a game. I mean, back and forth.
What a fourth quarter.
Yeah. What a game from Jalen Brunson. He's the best player in the series. They tried to injure him, and it just to his prevail. I mean, shout out Cat. I think that is the difference. They don't have a Cat, and he hit big shot after big shot. That 3 from like 30 feet, and then that sideline, it looked like he was out of bounds.
Yeah.
And he hit that. I was like, oh my God. Shout out Cat, man. And the last play, I texted you. Was it a foul? Absolutely. But you can't. But I'm glad they didn't call it. Not just because I'm a Knicks fan, because they were so consistent the whole game, and I appreciate that. They were letting a lot more physicality go throughout this game. So my thing is, yeah, it sucks if you're a Pistons fan, but at the end of the day, you can't make that call because the whole game they were letting body checks after body check happen. So big win for the Knicks, but yeah, you can't make that call right there.
Yeah, you know, just a touch. Great game, great ending. Shout out Karl-Anthony Towns for clutch buckets to seal the deal. Ending play. I don't want to hear about the foul because Kay Cunningham had a 15-footer mid-range, wide open, got his shot. He missed it. He missed the game winner with about 8 seconds left. That was the shot he needed to make. I don't want to hear about a foul at the end of the game because Kay Cunningham had his shot and he simply missed the shot, though. So was it a foul? Yes. Should you cry about it? No, because you had your opportunity to win the game. Second of all, Dill, it is orange and blue skies. Your New York Knicks will be advancing most likely to this NBA second round of the playoffs still. But I'm gonna tell you something right now that's not gonna fly. Malik Bridges shooting 3 for 12 from the field, averaging less. I think he's averaging less than 12 points a game.
But those 3 shots were big time shots in the fourth quarter.
Were big time. But we both know, though, 8 points a game ain't gonna cut it.
I agree.
OG and Anunoby, I think he had a big game, 1 or 2. Other than game 1. Other than that, he's been bricks.
But defensively, he was good.
I don't want to hear no buts.
No.
8 points, 2 rebounds is not enough for a $200 million player. That's
fair.
Facts. That's all, people. If Karl-Anthony Towns, I don't expect him to give me 27 a night. But I'll take that. I need OG and Malik Bridges just to be in the teams. If they could give me 15 to 17 a night, deal. I think your Knicks could go places. But if OG and Malik Bridges ain't consistent enough, especially playing these high minutes, hey, it's going to be interesting round 2. But Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns can't deny have been special.
Real quick on the no call. Yeah, clearly it's a foul, but I think the NBA needs to get rid of these unnatural foul baiting jump shots. Like Hardaway sees.
I blame Dwayne Wade. Shout out D Wade, a legend. But he started the whole pump fake, lean a little bit, and get the foul. Kyle Lowry too. You ain't slick, Kyle Lowry. This is your fault too. Who else? Who always used to?
Everyone does it. Everyone. Hardaway, shout out Tim Hardaway. He's having a pretty good series, but he sees Josh Hart closing out and to his right, and then he leans into him, chucking up a prayer. Like that's I think that's a bigger problem.
Yeah, to me, you should have dribbled, gathered yourself, let Josh Hart go around you, and take a shot to win the game. Don't just try to draw the foul. Take the shot to win the game. Don't take the shot to get fouled.
And shout out the clown Malik Beasley saying that Little Caesars Arena is going to be more lit than the Garden. You can't say that and then lose both home games. Yeah. You're a clown. No one even eats Little Caesars pizza. Fuck out of here. Next game. Kid, the Lakers are in trouble. I mean, they're in trouble. Down 3-1. Defense wins championships, and if you watch the game yesterday, as good as Luka is, they went after him the whole game. He is a defensive liability, and they picked on him. And I love the physicality and going right at LeBron. Mm-hmm. I loved it. He's a dog. Yeah, he does questionable things off the court. Hand up, he probably does with some women, but on the court, the man is a fucking dog.
Yeah, Dale, I can't deny it. You know, what I saw yesterday, I watched the game throughout. Great game throughout. You know, Luka was great. LeBron was pretty damn good, not for nothing.
0 points in the fourth quarter.
He was gassed. I'm going to say one thing. I think J.J. Redick, I'm pretty sure he's the first coach ever in playoffs to not rest his starters the whole second half. To me, that was the biggest flaw because we saw LeBron, Luka, even Finney Smith, hands on his knees with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So to me, that was the biggest mistake because they had leads multiple times. They went into the fourth quarter with a lead. To me, if you just give Luka, LeBron, and maybe Hachimura just 3 minutes of rest, not all together clearly, but if you give them all 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, I think the Lakers win this game. So I'm gonna put this blame on J.J. Redick, not just LeBron. Because, yes, LeBron should have showed up in the fourth quarter, but you got that man playing 46 minutes.
What about Luka? He plays no defense. He needs some of the blame.
Absolutely, Luka needs some of the blame, but Luka gave you 38 points.
It don't matter. He gave up probably 60. No, I'm not even trying to be funny.
I know, you're serious. But one thing, I'm going to give somebody credit, Dill. Somebody that doesn't get enough love anywhere. No.
He made big shots, though.
He made big shots. If Julius Randle doesn't start this game aggressive, I think he had the first 8 out of 12 points. Still, I know you probably wasn't watching it.
No, I was watching.
Did you see how great Julius Randle started the game?
Yeah, I'm not a Julius fan.
I know you're not a Julius fan, but without Julius Randle, Timberwolves was in trouble in this game early. But he had him in. He settled them down. And Dale, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say something that might surprise you.
Timberwolves in 5.
Timberwolves in 5. But I think Anthony Edwards, he's not there yet. But I think he's slowly showing, improving. He's next up.
Oh, yeah.
He's next up. He might be he's not, like I said, he's not there yet. But Anthony Edwards is showing, improving. He might be the best player in the NBA real soon.
He's a superstar.
But real soon, I think Anthony Edwards is special, man. What we saw, 12 for 23 from the field, 50% from the three-point line, 5 for 10, 43 points when you have to have it. Remember, Timberwolves was down majority of this game. Anthony Edwards was just flat out amazing and special. Yeah. Truly an all-time performance. I understand it's just game 4 of round 1, but we can't deny how great and how special Anthony Edwards has been so far this playoffs and how great he was last playoffs. Still, I think Anthony Edwards is slowly becoming the future of the face of the NBA.
He's ridiculously good, and I love him in Minnesota, too.
I'm surprised you're not shocked that I'm saying this. Yeah.
No, I actually think he's a superstar in the league. I really do. I don't think he's top 5, but he's definitely a top 8 player.
I'm going to say in 3 years, he might be it.
The other 2 games, though, lackluster. Celtics, we're going to play the Celtics in the next round. It's unfortunate. Outside of Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner, they don't have anyone else. They'll be good, but the Celtics are a juggernaut, so they're going to wind up winning. They're up 3-1, and man, it's unfortunate. Dame winds up tearing his Achilles. It was confirmed today. They're probably going to get bounced out of the first round. Feel bad for Dame. He makes the comeback, and then the second game back, he tears his ACL. And Tyrese Halliburton is a bum. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. He's like he's the type of guy that only trash talks when they're up, but when he's down, he's like this in the corner with his head down. He don't do nothing. Yeah, whatever. What I'm really concerned about? No, that was me, unfortunately. The
Oh,
doorbell. Uh, can we make a petition for Giannis to go on another team? Because I feel bad for him now. Like now, I'm like actually genuinely feeling bad for the guy.
petition, no, but is it time for him to possibly, part ways? Absolutely. I would love to see Giannis in a bigger market compete for a title year in and year out. This is going to be what, back to back or 3 straight seasons he's gone in the first round. Like Giannis is too talented and too legendary to be bounced from the first round 3 straight years. So, and it's not because his lack of play. The dude's averaging 30 and 12, 31 and 13, something like that. So, should he
Yeah,
leave
they're
this
done.
upcoming season? I wouldn't say. I say running back one more year with Dame. But if he choose to, request a trade, I wouldn't be mad at him.
And in the NHL, Lightning, they take a 2-1 lead series. They blew out the Panthers. What else? That was Saturday. What happened Sunday? Oh, Devils, they're trash. They're gonna get bounced. St. Louis Blues, they tied up the series at home. They won both games with the Winnipeg Jets. Capitals, what a fucking hit Tom Wilson had. I don't know if you saw it against the boards. Look it up. Tom Wilson hit. People calling it dirty. You don't know fucking hockey. His head was down in the neutral zone. It was beautiful. 5-2. They take a 3-game series lead, and then Edmonton winds up tying the series at home. But I was so happy for Gabriel Landeskog. After 3 years, the captain comes back, scoring a goal. Oh my god, the smile was ear to fucking ear. They win 4-0 at home. They take it. No, it's tied now 2-2 going back to Dallas. Glad the Senators won as well, so they didn't get swept. Golden Knights, they tied the series 2-2 in overtime as well. So the hockey playoffs have been really good as well, kid. So yeah, very interesting week. Anything else? Anything I miss over the weekend?
Uh, nah, that's about it. Playoff recap, NFL draft recap. That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
All right,
What?
kid. All right, let's get to these plays. Before we do that, a quick word from our sponsor. We're brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavored tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching the NBA playoffs, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. We will start in the NBA. 2 games, like I said. We got the Heat trying to at least extend it one more game. Cavs looking for the win. They're laying 8.5 on the road, and then you have the Rockets and the Warriors. Warriors laying 4.5 at home. I think Jimmy Butler might make his return tonight. We will see. But what do you like here for these 2 games?
Let's start right there. 7:30 start. Cleveland Cavaliers taking on Miami Heat. I'm gonna lay the 8.5, 9 points with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they close it out though. Shut out the Heat. They were competitive some games in this series, made things interesting, especially I think the end of game 2 or 3. But Cavaliers, they're destined. I think they're gonna sweep this series. Give me the -8.5, -9. They want to get some extra rest. Donovan Mitchell was a little banged up. I think he's gonna want that extra rest as well, and that's gonna be my player prop. Though last game, I think he had 17. He was down a little bit. Didn't have the best game. I think he's gonna have a great performance tonight and a closeout game. Give me Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 points at -110. I think this number is just a little short for a closeout game. Maybe this was just, another game. Okay, maybe. But I think Donovan Mitchell is going to seize the moment, have a huge game, and Cavaliers get that extra rest.
All right. No, nothing for me. I do have 2 player props, and they're going to be in the Golden State Warriors and Rockets. But to your point to the game, I think they sweep them here. I think it's over. I'd lay the points as well. I'm going to take Sengun over 18.5 points.
Like that. I like that.
The kid's young, 22 years old. He shot 7 for 18 in game 3, and I thought he left a lot. He finished with 15 points. He was also just 1 from the 6 from the line, which you got to imagine he'll be better here in game 4. So I think he gets around 20 points. He had 26 in game 1 of this series. He's just too good to be shooting under 50% in this series. So I think he makes a little more of a push here in game 4. And over 18.5 points at minus 114. I think he could do that. And then my other player prop is going to be in this game. I'm going to take Draymond Green. Love him. Shout out Michigan State. First ballot Hall of Famer. Under 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists is the combined stat. But just look at it before. 7 points in game, 4 points in game 1, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, nowhere close. Game 2, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, nowhere close. In game 3, 7 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. He gets right there. So under 21.5, I think it's a good spot here. I don't think he hasn't been shooting that well. 27% last game, 33% in game 2. He was 0 from 4 from 3, 0 for 2 game 1. I like under 21.5 points, assists, and rebound for Draymond.
I love that play if Jimmy Butler doesn't play. If he doesn't play, I like it. But I love it if Jimmy does play, Dill. Give me the Houston Rockets plus 4.5. I probably won't stay up to watch the ending of this game, Dill, but I think it's going to be a close one. I think it might be even a buzzer beater. Who knows? Comes down to a game-winning shot. Wouldn't be surprised if Steph hits it. Give me Houston plus 4.5. I expect it to be close. Ide Udoka is going to have these guys playing. In my opinion, just because Golden State and their experience, to me, this is a must-win game here. I think they at least keep it close. I'm not sure if they'll win it, but give me the plus 1.5 with the Rockets.
All right. And then there are lines up for Tuesday as well. Like I said, 4 games on the slate. I'm going to take the Knicks here, minus the 5.5. I think they close it out as well. Not going to touch the Celtics one. I do think they close it out as well. Nuggets, I would take here in game 5, I think. Yeah, game 5. Mm-hmm. You could take the plus 2. They are home underdogs, which is it's interesting. I thought they would at least be a pick 'em. So to be catching 2 points at home, I like that. And then I'm gonna lay it with the Pacers. I hate them, but the Bucks are done.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Pistons plus 5.5. You know, I think they'll make it close. Another must-win game. They're not trying to get embarrassed on the road. I think they'll make it close. I do think your Knicks advance in 5. But I give Detroit a fighter's chance. Give me Detroit to cover the 5.5. I'm going to lay with Indiana as well. I don't hate them, but I don't love them. You know, I think Indiana is a deep, solid team. I just don't think they're contenders. That's all. Give me Indiana minus 7.5 to win the series in 5. Not for none, I probably lean the plus 12 with Orlando. I'm going to just stay away just because Boston is just loaded. Let's just be honest. Boston's just loaded. And for the last game of the night, give me the Los Angeles Clippers on the money line, minus 122. You know, give credit to Aaron Gordon for game-winning, dunk. But the Clippers should be up 3-1 in this series. And realistically, the Clippers could have honestly swept them in 4.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, but
coulda, shoulda, woulda. If you've been eyeing this series closely, Clippers have been playing a little better. Denver's just close the game. I think we're going to see the Clippers. We're going to see Kawhi take control like he did last time in Denver in game, I think it was 2. Give me the Clippers minus 122 on the money.
All right, let's go to the NHL. 2 games here on Monday. We will start the Battle of Florida Panthers at home taking on the Panthers. Panthers, they got to win this one. They'll be down 3-1. They're minus 132, plus 118 for the Lightning. Totals at 5.5. I actually like the under here. I know there have been a couple high-scoring games in this series, but I think it's going to be a similar game as game 2. Neither goaltender has been kind of sharp. Panthers, they've allowed the 4th fewest goals, 2.41, and the 2nd fewest expected goals in 60 minutes on 5-on-5 on home ice. So, I just think goaltending with Bobrovsky, with Vasilevsky, they're good. They're combined 89% save percentage. So I expect better defense, not as much offense here in game 4. So I'm going to go under 4.5. The second game, Colorado Avalanche on the road taking on the Dallas Stars. Colorado Avalanche favorite here on the road, minus 133, plus 118 for the Stars. Total is at 6. I had a plus 800 ticket for the Avalanche to win the whole thing. And that's exactly where I'm going to go. I'm going to go Colorado Avalanche here on the money line. I think they've been the better team in this series 5-on-5. Mackenzie Blackwood, he's been lights out, the goalie. Shout out Mackenzie Blackwood, ex-Devil as well. So I take him. The tough part for Dallas, though, I think Jake Ottinger, their goaltender, he's been incredible, but they just really haven't been scoring all that much. So I think there's been a huge gap in the depth. Avalanche have 11 players with multiple points this series, while the Stars just have one player. I think that's the difference maker here. So I'm going to take the Avalanche here. And I also like Mackenzie Blackwood, the goalie for the Avalanche, over 23.5 saves. He turned away 23 or more saves in all 4 games of this series. He had 35 saves on the road in game 2, 26 in game 3. 23.5 seems very low. So I don't know. I just don't expect him not to have a lot of saves. So, and being 2-2 at home, I think Dallas wants to win this game, and they need this game. So they're going to have a lot of pucks in the net. So over 23.5 saves for Mackenzie Blackwood. Anything for you, kid?
Yeah, I had to hit up Cuddy. It's playoff hockey. It's been a minute. He gave me a dog for the people. Tampa Bay Lightning taking on Florida Panthers. Money's coming my way. I caught the Tampa Bay Lightning plus 124 on the money line. Cuddy said they're going to tie it up. Cuddy's a Florida man. He might have some intel. Right now, the line is at plus 116. I think Cuddy's intel is going the right way. Give me Tampa plus 124 on the money line. For the people listening, plus 116. Dog of the day.
Love it. I love it. All right, kid, let's go to the Diamond. Like I said, there is a game going on. Mets up 2-0 in the second inning. We do have 7 games left on the slate. What are we feeling here for the Diamond?
Yeah, I've been struggling a little bit lately on the Diamond, so I'm dialing back a little bit. Line already flipped on me, so I'm feeling nervous early, people. Let's get there. 8-10 start. Detroit Tigers taking on the Houston Astros. Jake Flaherty on the mound for Detroit. Robert Blanco on the mound for Houston. I took Detroit early on minus 112 on the money line. As of right now, Dylan, they're plus 100. Should I be nervous? I'm not sure. Give me Jake Flaherty. Give me the Tigers on the road.
I love it, kid. I'm on the Mets minus half a run in the first 5. So
Early.
Right now it's looking good. I like the Guardians here against the Twins. Gavin Williams has been fantastic at home, and Bailey Ober over a 9 ERA on the road. He is just a total fade. Better bullpen, better pitcher. Excuse me, got the hiccups. I like the Guardians here at home. Excuse me again. Yankees, they seem like they should win this game, but they're not playing the best right now. I kind of would stay away. I'd stay away from the Reds and the Cardinals game. Kid, I think this might be the first time in show history I'm going to back Patrick Corbin here at home. I know we like to fade Patrick Corbin, but hand up. This whole show is about honesty, right? And integrity. He's been good. He's been good. So I gotta back him here at home against an ace team. And I'm not really high on JP Sears as well. And Patrick Corbin, even if he doesn't do well, they're backed up by a top 10 bullpen. So I do like the Rangers here at home. I like the Tigers. I actually like the under. I think Ronel Blanco's been pretty good as well. Tigers should win this game. I like the under, though. I like that game. You and I were talking about Dodgers minus 2.5 at plus 114. I mean, Edward Cabrera might be one of the worst pitchers in the league.
I'm telling you right now, people, I might take a shot at the Marlins plus 225 on the money line. Maybe a sprinkle plus 1.5, plus 110 on the run line. I have a feeling, people. I could be totally wrong, but I do like the Marlins today.
That's all I got, kid. Long episode. We went through a lot. Usually it is the draft. That's why it's a little longer today. But we gave you some baseball, NBA, and NHL. We got the Derby next episode with Malcolm. We'll have some Derby picks for you. Kid, any last words before we get up out of here?
No, Dill, that's all. Hopefully some of these series don't end in 5, but if they do, it is what it is. Let's just hope some of these series get extended, some don't.
Yeah. Well, everyone, good luck on all your bets. Enjoy the games. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Peace.